Hi guys!
Hello.
Welcome to Meeple's People Circus. Today we are playing Obsession.
Designed by Dan Hallahan and released by Kayenta Games.
And this is probably my biggest surprise board game I've ever had.
You reckon?
For me, yeah.
Okay.
Because it was one of them games where I looked at it and I was like,
Doesn't look that intriguing.
yeah. It was not my theme. It's not that, you know, the whole Downton Abbey sort of style-y, not my sort of theme, but then you will see by the mechanics. Amy is going to go through, set up how to play, so enjoy.
Okay, so hopefully this will make a lot more sense. I have seen certain videos on YouTube that don't necessarily explain it that clearly, but hopefully I'll do it in a way that will kind of make a bit more sense. So the idea behind Obsession is that we are families in Derbyshire around Georgian sort of times, obviously with household staff. And the buzz at the minute is that there is a Dowager Countess with an orphaned niece and nephew who are set to inherit £20,000 a year, and obviously we want to try and have our children attract these potential suitors to increase the prosperity of our estate, because we're not at all shallow like that. And the two children that we are actually interested in attracting are Charles Fairchild Esquire and Miss Elizabeth Fairchild.
The Fairchilds.
Exactly. So, to begin setup, we first start by picking a family board. Now, each family has a slightly different power. You are deciding to be the Ponsonby family today.
I am the Ponsonbys.
Their particular bonus is that they start with some extra wealth.
Is this all my money here, or is this just
That
the
is
game
the share out.
Oh, I thought that's what I was starting with. I was like, that's me one.
And I'm starting with the Asquith family, who starts with an extra person in their family. So normally most families will start with 4 members of the family, such as Jay. So there's always the Earl, there's a lady, and their 2 children. So that is your 4 starting families. So the cards in this game represent members of society, and each of the, I don't know if I showed that very well, each of the families actually are marked by their coat of arms up in the corner. And we are both going to give ourselves these starting boards, which are going to go directly below those boards. Okay, so I'm going to give you a marker. If you place that on reputation 1, and then we have these levels. So these are double-sided. We start off obviously at level 1, and as we go round our reputation ring, these will start to increase up until a certain level. If we're playing an extended game, there is a 7 and 8 marker, but we're just going to be playing standard game today. So if you take those, place them straight up on your board.
Right there.
Indeed. I shall do the same. There's also a maximum one there. If you take this reminder token and put it to one side for now. Okay. So we each start with a blue meeple, which is your butler. So you can put them. So you can put them into your available service. You have a red housekeeper, also in available service.
I have to quickly say, button while we're setting up. They've had the expansion been done on Kickstarter, and the designer of the game kindly, I didn't have the funds to actually pay for my back or what I backed, and he kindly gave me the pledge manager for free to buy it. So I've got to say thank you so much for that, because this is a fun game. Sorry.
We each have a green one, which is a valet, which is effectively the guy that gets the lord of the house ready and suitable in correct attire. We have a purple lady's maid, which does exactly the same thing for the ladies. And we each start with a white footman who is a bit of a dog's body.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about that.
No, probably best not to.
Leave that there.
Okay, so we each have our families. Might want to just bring that down a bit so I can bring the board up top.
Fine.
So, like
I was
I
prepared
said,
for all of my estates to be built.
So like I said, in this game, the cards themselves are members of the hierarchy, and you have two different types of cards here. You have one with a single fleur-de-lis, which are known as casual guests, and we have double fleur-de-lis, which are prestige guests. Now within the casual guests, you will actually find some with this crown marker. These are actually your starter guests, so we're going to give those a quick shuffle up. Deal 2 each, and then we're going to shuffle that into the casual guest deck. So these will get added to our family hand.
They're normally always awful. Well, I seem to always get the worst luck with them.
Like I said, it's starter guests. We're just going to have the basics on that one. So just give that a shuffle up. Just reminds me, I'm going to put my
I don't know if you guys can see that.
It's not always necessary to keep it really, really hidden. You're going to be putting these cards out for the other players to see anyway.
I have an unladylike woman.
You have an unladylike one.
She has no manners.
So what I possibly should have shown you...
Lacks refinement.
So what I possibly should have shown you is that these prestige guests, when they attend events that you are going to hold, even the casual guests in some cases, they will give you certain benefits, but there is also some guests that have drawbacks. So they have ill reputation, they are going to try and steal money off of you, and this is marked in red on the cards, and it's actually a drawback. So you're trying to get those people off your estate in the nicest possible way. So the next thing to do...
She's not written in red, she's written in black, but it says overly loud and lacking refinement. She doesn't drink tea with her pinky up in the air.
So the next thing that we have are objective cards. So I'm just going to give them a quick shuffle. So to start the game, everybody gets dealt 5, and we keep 2. So these are...
I'm not looking.
These are the ones that you should keep secret.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm not looking. I'm trying to work out how I can lose
like
to you. I mean, how I can beat you.
Bonuses for having particular tiles or servants, having particular rooms, that sort of thing.
I'm going with these two.
So let's have...
I'll show you guys what I'm going for. So we will see if we can achieve them. I haven't played this game in such a long time, so...
Let's have that one. So the ones that you're not going to use, I will have back here, and we'll shuffle those back into the objective deck. Okay, so let's do that. And we're going to use them in the game as well. So I'm just going to show you guys which ones I went for. So I went for this one. Apologies to guys on YouTube. And I went for this one. Okay, so that's that. Right, the last part of setting up this particular part of our board is we need to assign events. So Obsession takes place, it does have a board, but it's more of a reminder board, what's actually going to happen, and all the actions are going to take place on these tiles. And we're each going to start with the same ones to begin with, and these all have particular types. So there's essentials, service, estate, prestige and sporting types of events. Each of these tiles has a castle on the front, and a rose on the back when you have completed the action for the first time, because the bonuses will actually change. So if you want to start off giving yourself a bowling green.
So, we like bowling greens in my estate.
So you just pop that under your sporting.
Well, we like to call it an essential in my household.
We both start with a front parlour.
I want a back.
We both start with a main gazebo.
Ooh, gazebo.
We both have a butler's room.
My butler doesn't deserve a room.
Then you need a new butler. And we both have a private study.
Or, as we call it in my household, a board game room.
So each of these tiles will actually have the costs in black. So a bowling green, for example, will require 2 gentry, which is 2 of the cards in your hand, plus a footman in this case. Whereas your parlour, right now, would cost you 2 ladies out of your gentry and a housekeeper. Sorry, got my teeth in. Okay, so this is where it sometimes gets a little bit confusing with how we're going to set up the bag. If I can ask you to go through these tiles and pick out everything that's a 1, 2 and a 3. Now, setups differ slightly if you've got... sorry?
That's a fun job.
So setup will differ slightly depending on how many players that you have. So today we're going to have a 2-player game, so that will influence how many tiles are in the bag, what type of tiles, and it will influence how many servants we've got to hire. So the next thing I'm going to put out is this board. So this is where our casual guests live, on one with 1 fleur-de-lis. This is where our prestige guests live with 2. This is our spare objective cards. Okay, so in servants for hire, because it's a 2-player game, I'm going to put 1 black under butler. We don't have an under butler in our house already. It's very, very rare. He basically can back up what the butler can do and provide all the other services.
He's a butler's butler.
So there's 2 valets for a 2-player game. There is 2 ladies' maids. And there is 2 footmen available. Okay. In a 3-player game you have 2 under butlers. You have... oh, I'm sorry. We should have some more footmen than that. I thought that was a bit low. Can't get the star.
I was thinking that.
I know where you're going with that one.
I was like, we need a better valet.
We actually have 4 in a 2-player game. So a 3-player game you would have 2 black, 6 white, 3 green, 3 purple. 4-player game, 2 black, 8 white, 4 green, 4 purple. Okay? Right, all sorted?
Yes.
Excellent. Right, the other board I'm going to put out is this one, and this is basically going to be our gear. So we have what we call theme cards. Now these are possibly the dinkiest cards I have ever seen. They're quite difficult to shuffle personally. And these all have the types of events on the back of them, because these are going to dictate what the Fairchild's current pleasure is, as in what's currently in fashion. Before you take that the wrong way, because I know you.
Don't know what you're on about.
And we're just going to place one of those out. And at the start of every season, we are going to turn a fresh theme card. We also have tinky tiny victory cards. So let's give those a quick shuffle as well. Mini cards. They are really, really dinky. Really dinky.
And awful to shuffle.
They are not much bigger. Would you say that's an average sort of meeple size? It's like a meeple and a half. Maybe 2.
You cannot do a ruffle on them bad boys.
You could, but I think they're going to go everywhere if they do a riffle.
Do it.
No, I'm not going to do a riffle because they'll bend quite nicely and they'll live up there. So our year is going to be marked by this, and this will be our starting or our first player marker. We also each have a set of player guides. So,
I have my player guide sitting next to me, so I really pay attention to this.
So Obsession actually comes with a main rule book and a glossary, which can be a little bit off-putting at the beginning.
Daunting.
Yes. Right, so can I have the purple bag, please? So we're actually going to put our tiles into here.
No.
So this is where the game slightly differs. So to begin with, we are going to put, I've gone through these tiles and I have taken out the ones with a outline of a dot and the ones with a plus symbol on them. Those are for 3 and 4 player games. We are actually only using the tiles that have got a solid black dot.
I see it.
It's very, very small in the bottom left
Yeah,
corner.
it's right next to the number.
It is very, very small.
You wouldn't know it if you weren't. You wouldn't see it if you weren't looking for it.
Exactly. And we also have these what do we call them? Service tiles. Sorry. So we have the brushing room, the barn, the servants' quarters, servant halls, and pantry. So the last type of tile we have are what we call monument tiles. They're basically big things that we can build within our house that are going to get us some serious prestige going on.
And Mooney. It's all about the money. We don't care about prestige. We care about money. We can we can put another wing on our mansion.
I'm just going to check one thing before I get it wrong. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, so most people would leave their solid dot tiles in the bag ready to set up, and I would do that with everything that's a 1, a 2 or a 3. So to begin with, we're going to put these in here, and we're going to put 4 of the service tiles. We're going to leave out the servants' hall for now, and we're going to give this a good shake, preferably not near a microphone where it sounds really, really loud.
The mic's right above us. It's going to sound loud, whatever.
If you'd like to leave the Fairchild cards on Alderley Hall, that is the estate of the Fairchilds. And we're going to draw out 6 tiles. So we have 1,
Flower room.
2,
North dining room.
3,
Fenced paddock.
4,
Tennis court.
5,
Servants' quarters.
and 6.
Riding stables.
Okay, so we then set this up. This is where it gets a little bit confusing. So you first set these up in prestige order. So that is a 1. That's technically a 0. That's a 2. That's a 1. That's a 3. That's a 2. So we would normally lay these out in order. So we can put the 1. So when you have matching ones for prestige level, these go in a particular order. So you have, it goes in order, it goes in order of service. So that would be a blue. Then you'd have sporting. So my riding stables would go ahead of my fenced paddock in this case.
So I'm guessing it's the way the board's laid out.
It's not, which would have been a lot more helpful personally.
Yeah, that would have made more sense.
Yeah, it would have been a lot more helpful. So in this one, same thing again. The tennis court is going to be ahead of the flower room, and the north dining room is going to go right at the end. So after that, we're going to put the rest of these solid black tiles in. And we're going to add some monuments. We have to add in the sculpture garden and 2 of our choice for a 2-player game. What do you fancy?
Oh, can we choose what we want?
Yeah.
Oh. What?
They do have slightly differing prestige levels. So we've got an 8, we've got a 9, 5, a 6 and a 7.
Yeah, but what do I want? That's what I... Sub prestige.
And we're also going to put that servants' hall tile back in there.
What do I want? And that's how much cash it gives you. Is that the money it earned you?
I believe so, yeah.
So I want an imported marble floor.
So you want the marble floor. I think we're going to throw in a wine cellar because it's been a long day. And these are just going to get returned to the bag. And that is Obsession pretty much set up. So that's that there. Right, so just to confirm, when you are setting up the builder's market, it goes in order of service, sporting, essentials, estate, then prestige.
Okay.
Okay? So we put that in, and now we are almost pretty much ready to play.
So
Hopefully that's been fairly instructive.
So should we end this part of the video here?
Apart from the fact we need to assign ourselves some money.
So let's assign some money.
So
I take all of this.
No, you do not.
You have that. There we
No.
go.
So the extra
I'm
money,
rich.
the extra money will sit here as a bank. Normal family starts with Jay's superpowers. He starts with an extra 3.
Oh, nice.
And that is
I'm considerably richer than y'all.
Yeah, I have an extra mouth to feed. So hopefully that's been instructive.
There we go. We'll be back tomorrow with the next video of Obsession. Hope you enjoyed Amy's setup and play, or setup and how to play. We will see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye.
Bye.